Hello, I am the narrator, and before this episode begins, Maddie and George will be talking about 3 subjects today. It's going to be quite the episode filler. Without further ado, let the show begin. Good morning, everybody. My name is Maddie, and today we're going to be talking about the owlbear. Now, since we're going to be covering 3 topics today, not 2, not 1, but 3 topics, we are going to be going a little fast today. So, what is it? And did it come from a movie or a video game? The Bearowl is a hybrid mixture of 2 to 4 animals. For example, it could be a mixture the owl, which is the head, and then the body is the bear. But if you want to do more detailed, the mouth of a cat and a tail of a lemur. Now this Bearowl was one of the characters in the movie The Croods. The interview. How close is it related to the inspiration? Hello, and today we're going to be interviewing a actor. Hi, my name's Maddie, and I'll be your interviewer. Tell me, what was your role in the movie? Yes. I was one of the actors in this movie. I was basically one of the main problems to the Croods. Always hunting them, mostly active at night, and even trying to steal their egg whenever they were hunting that one time. And I think at one point in the movie, the oldest sister, I believe, was out at night, and I almost got him. And, I actually think I'm one of the reasons why the Croods stay in their cave days at a time. And was that you at the end of the movie, all red and white? But people do have theories that was either a different gender Bearowl, or it was because, the color difference was because it lives in a more brighter jungle. So it, kind of mutated and whatnot. Instead of living in the desert like my character did. Back to the main show. We are not really sure what 2 animals specifically that are mixed to make the Bearowl, but we do think the owl part is a great horned owl, and we think that the bear part is the Kodiak bear. And of course, in D&D there is also a very similar version to the Bearowl, which is the owl bear, which, acts a lot like the creature in the Croods. A clip of the character. And are there any Easter eggs or hidden things? Also in the link in the description, there is a link to a video with all the clips where the Bearowl was shown in the movie. Okay, George, we don't have a lot of time, so you're gonna have to talk fast. Well, then I might mess it up. You should just come and help me. Okay, I'll jump in for both of them. Good morning, everybody. My name is George, and today we're going to be talking about the owl part of Bearowl, which we think is the great horned owl, also known as the tiger owl. Information about the animal and what it looks like. The great horned owl is one of the bigger sizes of the birds, and it has that famous feathers on the corner of its head to make it look like ears. It has a very small beak. The wings, of course, are very wide and big, and they're rounded at the bottoms, with very fluffy feathers to muffle the flapping at nighttime when it's hunting. the coloring varies from what area it kind of lives at. So up north, the great horned owls might be in the more darker colors. And then down south, they may be a little bit more faded out to gray. And then if you go all the way even higher to Canada, you have, if it's snowy out, what color do the fur normally change? Oh, that's right. Light colored. They also have very big yellow eyes. Where they live, how long they live, and how do they get their food? The owls like to live in areas where there's lots of space to fly around, like parks, evergreen forests, suburbs, swamps, orchards, deserts. Hold on. Tundra edges, grasslands, streamside. Oh, thank you. The steam sides, and of course, the tropical rainforests, which are located in North and South America. The owls, whenever they hunt for their food, they normally wait until it's nighttime, of course, and then they perch up high where they're out of sight, listening and watching for their prey. Whenever the time is right to strike, they will dive down and grab the animal out and with his big claws. What they eat, and what are their predators? Its scientific name. The tiger owl has a very big diet, and I also have a list of it, which I'll be happy to name some of them out. They like rabbits, skunks, hawks, birds, mice, possums, rats, squirrels, ducks, and geese. They also like fish, lizards, frogs, scorpions, insects, and snakes. Now, the tiger owls, also known as the great horned owls, scientific name is Bupo virginianus. Oh, thank you. Bobus virginianus. Okay, I'll take it from here. Cool, but tell me whenever it's questions. I'd like to do that, please. Alright. Its mating habits and some random facts. Okay, mating. Whenever mating begins, it starts with the male strutting his stuff, flying and giving the female dinner. The great horned owls can have 5 and even 6 babies at a time. And just like the Atlantic puffin, the horned owls take turns taking care of the baby for months at a time. It is, of course, very obvious that these types of birds are nocturnal, but you do in fact have a very slim chance of seeing them before the sun sets, perched up somewhere waiting. Now, fun facts about owls. Here we go. Owls can hear very well because their ear holes are actually not aligned. They're slightly different, so they can pinpoint exactly where it's coming from. Owls cannot move their eyes like we can, when you look around. That's why their neck can move, very far. I keep saying Owls, whenever they eat, they can't digest the fur and bones whenever they eat the animal whole. So after they're done digesting the main parts of the meat and guts and whatever, they cough up the hair and bones. The difference between male and female, and what is it related to? This is also the rare time when the females are actually bigger than the males. But that is okay because the male actually has a deeper voice in them. And believe it or not, there are in fact other owls that look similar to the great horned owl, like the Eurasian eagle owl, the eastern screech owl, the scoop owl, I think, the brown fishing owl, and the long-eared owl.
Questions. Okay, time for some questions, which I have right here. Okay, the first one. Why does it have feathers on top of its head like horns?
Well, it's thought that it is actually used for...
It's a territorial thing.
Oh, used to keep certain animals out of its area, kind of like a defense thing.
And your next question is it rare? No, not really. But it is only located in America, not in any other continents. Let's see. Well, the question is, how big is it? And for that, I will show you. You know, on average, the owls, or the great horned owls, are 18 inches tall. So it's like this to there. And then others, they can even go to a max of 24. That is exactly 2 feet tall. Yes. And that is it.
Now, we're going to be changing subjects to the bear side of the Bearowl, which we think is the Kodiak bear.
Information about the animal and what it looks like.
Now, these bears are one of the larger sized bears in the entire bear family. There's something else I'm supposed to say.
They're like a family.
Oh, yes. Speaking of big, they also live and travel in large families. Now, the Kodiak bears, they are very big brown bears. So imagine seeing a very, very large size bear that is either gold to a very dark brown. And, you know, after looking at some pictures, you could definitely see that they resemble the bears from the movie Brother Bear.
Where they live, how long they live, and how do they get their food?
The name Kodiak bears comes from the islands that it lives on Kodiak Archipelago.
Oh, thank you.
Kodiak Archipelago. These bears also live to 20 to 25 years.
What they eat, and what are their predators? Its scientific name.
Bears are omnivores, and the Kodiak bear is no exception. They have a good variety of food like the berries, grass, elk, deer, cattle, salmon, and eggs. The Kodiak scientific name is, of course, Ursus arctos minidorfi. Oh, thank you. Ursus arctos minidorfi. Alright, I got this, George. Oh, thank you.
Its mating habits and some random facts.
Alright, again with the mating. Mating time for these bears start in May and in June. And the bears can start mating whenever they're about 5 years old. Whenever the baby is first born, it will live with its mother for 3 to 5 years. And this is kind of the cool part about hibernation. So basically, the females will start to sleep in October, while the guys will wait until it is April to sleep. And some don't even sleep at all. Also, the bears actually have certain names for the genders. Like the female is called a swaz, and the male is called a bars. And then, you know, the baby is called a cub.
The difference between male and female, and what is it related to?
The male is in fact a lot bigger than the female. Also, the Kodiak bears are closely related to grizzly bears and brown bears. Hey, I'm done with my part. You want to do the questions? George? George? Hey, George. Hey, George. George. Hey, come on. You gotta get up.
Oh, I'm up. Don't worry, I'm up.
There we go.
Questions. Okay, I'm here. Don't worry. Okay. Alright, I have your questions up here. Does it eat other bears?
Well, kind of. You see, about 25% of baby bears are killed by male Kodiak bears every year.
Okay. Is the Kodiak bear a mix between the brown bear and grizzly bear?
No, it is a breed of its own and was never mixed. Just kind of separated.
Okay. How big do they get?
Well, I wasn't really joking whenever I said that they are a very large animal. On their fours, they are 5 feet tall. Now granted, I am 5'4", so they come up to my head on all fours. Now imagine the bear on two, then that would be 10 feet tall. That is a very big bear. Yes. Are they endangered? No, they're not. It is a good thing. This is the end of the video, end of the video. End of the video. This is the end of the video. End of the video. Oh.